I think the most exciting part of all of it is looking at it and genuinely feeling and genuinely knowing that there are solutions in place. And if I leave you with anything today, it's that there are practical solutions and that we can solve this problem in our lifetime.
Did you think, oh God, here we go. I've got to explain to some overblown Hollywood star why water's important, and he might have interest that'll last 10 minutes if I'm lucky?
No, from the outset, I did not feel that way because his reputation preceded him as being intelligent and almost graduating from Harvard.
Almost.
So that was enough for me. And Matt is actually one of the world's water experts now himself. And this complexity is key, but the way we respond to that is going down to the level of looking at it from the perspective of that poor person who doesn't have water. That makes it much more simple, and what we've discovered is it's access to affordable finance so they can get the water and sanitation solutions that they want, and that's where we've taken off.
Why did you get involved? Why should a beer company from one of the largest organizations in the world, what's in it for you? You've got to put money behind this.
Definitely. And not only us, but also consumers can put their money on this. We never had such a good response in our research from consumers than this campaign.
Gentlemen, if I ask you if you'd like a glass of water, I tend to sort of say, would you like still or sparkling?
Yes.
I mean, that's the way we do it in Davos type of thing. Matt, do you find it surreal that we talk about bottles of water, still or sparkling here, and yet there are people in the world, in large parts of the world, who frankly, this is just ludicrous?
Well, you've identified one of the biggest messaging hurdles that we have to overcome in our own work, which is to just explain to people in the West that this issue is, the magnitude of this issue. Because, you and I don't really have any friends that we grew up with who've ever even been thirsty. I mean, a clean drink of water is never more than 5 meters away. The water in our toilets in the West is actually cleaner than the water that about 650 million people on the earth have access to.
Do you find, Gary, in a world of multiple issues, where everybody's crying for resources, because of what Matt says, most people out there can have, we can think of illness and cancers and deformities at birth, but people in the rest of the world, you are fighting against all these other issues to get.
And all those issues are relatable, right?
I mean, they're either caused by or exacerbated by water. Lack of education. Women and girls are off carrying water, right? But the key is that we know how to solve this problem. We've made water safe in the UK, in the US for more than 100 years. It's not the moonshot to cure cancer. It's not the miracle cure for AIDS. While those are important and need funding, this is something that's solvable today. And it's a crisis today. It's not a looming crisis of global warming. People are dying, 1 million people every day, every 90 seconds. Every year. Every 90 seconds, a child under age 5 is dying from a water-related disease.
From a completely preventable, from something like diarrhea. I mean, I think of it as a parent, right? Your kid has a bout with diarrhea. They might miss a day of school. But what's the cure? Clean water.
You said I have 4 daughters. It's tough to imagine them having to walk for hours every day to get clean water. I've got an even tougher question for you.
Yeah.
You've got 4 daughters. How are you going to explain to them the changes about to take place in the world on Friday? Changes with obviously a newer president, changes in Europe, but changes that will have ripple effects. Not beyond jobs somewhere else, but ripple effects around the world. How are you going to explain to them?
As I always do, I'm going to be honest, and I think in terms of foreign aid, it's yet to be seen where the president-elect stands on that. I mean, there was that kind of alarming issue in the New York Times a couple days ago, that article where basically they kind of his transition team had asked a kind of a list of questions of the State Department that kind of had a real negative slant. It seemed that they were coming from a real place of skepticism about foreign aid. So I don't know. I haven't heard him really talk about it. And so I don't know where. I mean, I think right now we have to. I'm rooting heavily for him, because if he is successful, that is a good thing for everybody. And I think you have to get behind your president and root for your president. I mean, and yeah, it's no secret that I didn't vote for him, but if he does well, we all do well.
Are you prepared to put every bit of you behind this, as you have so far, and go all the way to the Oval Office if necessary.
Absolutely.
And say, oh, and tweet, and tweet, and just see what you get back.
Look, if this president is open to this concept, are you kidding me? We would never pass up an audience with an American president. And who knows? Maybe he will be. I mean, look, he's a businessman. You know, for every dollar you invest in this sector, you get back 4, right? And he would appreciate that. And so I think, you know, there are a lot of things to recommend this type of intervention, from everything, because it's from being the right thing to do to being smart kind of pragmatically, and smart is an issue of national security. There are a lot of things to recommend this.